seems like it was long established, kind of finally, what had been discussed, but now not so much. What of this push to get candidate Trump to create some kind of a page on a Russian social media networking site?
Yeah, after that Trump Tower meeting, Rob Goldstone sent an email to Dan Scavino, who's one of the President Trump's closest aides and was a close campaign aide during the campaign season, and said that we should create a page under this Russian social media site, VK, which is similar to American Facebook, and said that we should do this for candidate Trump as a way to court Russian Americans. And he said that, quote, Don and Paul are on board with the idea, meaning Donald Trump Jr. and Paul Manafort. Now, it's uncertain exactly how Scavino responded to this. The White House declined to comment for this report, but it did show an effort by Rob Goldstone to continue to try to push this idea. Now, one source familiar to the matter said he just thought it was a, quote, cute marketing idea and was trying to do this for a friend who worked at that social media site, VK. But we'll see what the lawmakers say when they interview Rob Goldstone as soon as next week on Capitol Hill. Okay.
Regardless, there were follow-ups on this. Great to see you, Monty. Thank you so much. Up front now, former ethics lawyer for President George W. Bush, Richard Painter, is here. Former federal prosecutor Patrick Cotter and CNN Politics editor-at-large Chris Cillizza. Richard, now multiple follow-up emails after that Trump Tower meeting. It's the first indication there was any follow-up at all. How significant is this in your mind?
Well, it's the first proof that there was follow-up. Many people suspected there was all along, because that meeting was about the Russians delivering the dirt on Hillary Clinton and wanting the sanctions lifted. This whole baby adoption thing, or the adoption issue, has to do with the sanctions piece of it. And that was clearly the quid pro quo going into the meeting, and that was articulated in the email setting up the meeting. So I'm not surprised to see that there's some follow-up here. Goldstone is working for the Russians. They're his clients, and he's following up with the Trump people. And all sorts of ideas that are being explored about social media. We find out, of course, social media ended up playing a significant role in this election. So the pieces are starting to fall into place, but it's the picture that we pretty much knew we had to begin with. This is collaboration, without a doubt. Whether it's illegal collaboration or not is something that Bob Mueller's going to have to find out. But it was collaboration with the Russians.
And Patrick, I mean, I feel like I have to say, and there's more. I mean, President Trump and everyone connected to him have said, as often as, you know, of course they could, that there's no evidence of collusion or conspiracy here no matter what. But now also coming out in our reporting is one of these newly released emails between someone who was at the meeting and his son raises the question of just that. The son emailing asking